I don't think behavioral therapy works at all. So I know it's going to be a little bit of a controversial topic because I'm sure many people have benefited from behavioral therapy and talking to a therapist. But for me personally, it's never helped me really at all. I had three different behavioral therapists in my life. And the first one I had, I was pretty young. I don't remember them too well, but I had them after I broke up with my first girlfriend because I was very depressed. I broke up with her, but then afterwards I thought I made a mistake and wanted to get back with her, and she didn't want me and became very depressed. So depressed where for about 2 months I wasn't really eating or working out. I lost probably about 60 pounds in 2 months, and yeah, it was pretty bad. So I went to see him, and I only saw him a few times, and I don't think he really did much. I just kind of got over her, I believe, on my own. So, and again, it was a long time ago. I don't really remember it too well. The second therapist I had was this lady. It's probably about 10 years ago. And basically all I did was just talk the whole time. And she really didn't give me any input at all or really say much during any of our sessions. I felt like I was pretty much talking to a brick wall. So didn't really see her too many times because, again, she wasn't really doing anything, giving me any input. And again, yeah, people are probably like, well, it's because you had a bad therapist. Well, I will explain and say that the next therapist I had was actually really good. Like, I would consider him a great behavioral therapist. I mean, this guy, I probably talked to him for a year and a half or so. And again, I think he was very good. He was very insightful. Like, a lot of the stuff he said was just like he had really good input basically for all the things I was talking about and all the issues and everything I was going through. So you're probably thinking, okay, James, well then why do you think behavioral therapy doesn't work? And I will tell you. So despite, all the, good input and, thinking he was a good therapist and everything, I didn't really get any benefit from talking to him. And for me, this is because I'm very self-aware of pretty much all my issues and all my problems. And you can tell me, whatever it is I need to hear in order to make changes and stuff. But if I don't want to make those changes, I'm not willing to make those changes, then it doesn't matter. And I kind of already know what I need to do in order to make those changes. But again, if I'm not willing to do it, then talking to somebody about it and having them talk to me until they're blue in the face isn't going to do me any good. And it hasn't. And that's not to say that I'm stubborn and I'm not willing to change. I've made, especially I feel over the last couple of years, a lot of self-improvement and have really been working hard to change things. But I've been doing it on my own, and talking to somebody, again, has never really helped me at all. And that's not to say, again, that people haven't gotten benefits from behavioral therapy. I know a lot of people who, it's helped, turn their lives around, and it's, worked really well for them. I just don't think it's really been beneficial for me. And I will also say this, I've been dating a lot over the last 2 decades. I've gone on more dates than you would ever believe because I've been single for a good portion of my life. And I've been on probably well over 1,000 dates with different women. And that's not a brag. I mean, it's kind of sad actually, but basically I've met tons of women and I've had some really awesome dates and met some really good people, and I've had some absolutely horrible dates and met some really nasty people. And I've met people in all walks of life, different occupations, and I will say that pretty much every woman I met who was a behavioral therapist was just absolutely insane. Some of the worst people I met were behavioral therapists. Some of the worst dates I ever went on were with women who were behavioral therapists. Actually, one of the worst dates I ever had was with a behavioral therapist. And the date was so crazy that I am probably going to make a separate video just about the date, because it was that freaking wild, that crazy. I mean, I won't go into the details, I'll spoil, but yeah, she was absolutely insane. One of the craziest people I ever met in my life. And her job is to like give other people advice. I mean, it's, they say, what's the saying, like, crazy knows crazy, or something like that. So I think a lot of people that become therapists, they're pretty messed up people, and that's why they get into it. And again, I'm not trying to talk down on them, and a lot of them probably have good intentions, but a lot of the ones I've met, who's gone on dates with, have been really kind of rotten people. So another reason I'm not a big fan of behavioral therapy. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you've gone through therapy and it's been successful, or if you've had similar situation to me where it really hasn't done much. Always curious to know. I love hearing other people's opinions, so please leave a comment sharing your opinion on this topic and if therapy has actually been beneficial for you or not. Until next time, stay strong, warriors.